And though we knew very little about the virus in those early days, here's what we did know. We knew that Secretary Kim Malcolm-Risden and her team at the Department of Health were among the very best in the country. We knew that we had some of the finest medical professionals in the country, and we knew that together we were going to find a way to get through this. We turned to the science, to the data, and to the facts to get a handle on what was happening on the ground here in South Dakota. We asked the chief executives and chief medical officers at Avera, Monument, and Sanford to help us understand this virus. And then we asked South Dakotans to be extra diligent about their personal hygiene and to stay home if they were sick. For 2 months, we held nearly daily press briefings to share all of the information that we had about this virus. In other words, as a community, we got to work. With the help of our medical professionals and the South Dakota National Guard, we ramped up our hospital capacity. We started finding ways to get all of our supplies distributed. Our schools moved to an online instruction model, and our restaurants, our cafes, they moved to curbside pickup. Our people social distanced, and in many cases, they stayed home. And I want to remind you all of this because while we were working together and we were preparing as a state, many other states were taking a very different approach. Some ordered their citizens to shelter in place, ordered their businesses to lock down, and ordered their churches to close. Some even sent nursing home patients who had the virus back to their facilities. The mainstream media told us that these steps had to be taken to slow down the spread of the virus. And day after day, night after night, they insisted that every single decision I was making was wrong, that I was foolish to trust my people. And I was even sillier to respect the oaths that I took. They told me I should shut my state down. Now, as all of you might imagine, these last 7 months at times can get a little bit lonely. But earlier this week, one very prominent reporter on the national level sent me a note that said, "Governor, if you hadn't stood against the lockdowns, we'd have no proof of just how useless they really have been." The work of what we are doing wasn't just about me, and it wasn't just about you. It was about the team at the Department of Health, the countless medical professionals across the state. It was teachers, law enforcement officers, grocers, small business owners, moms, dads, grandparents, you name it. It was every single one of your constituents, the people of South Dakota, that made our approach work. We all know that the science tells us we cannot stop this virus. Our goal from day one was to slow down the spread and to free up hospital capacity for those who need higher levels of care, and we accomplished that. Even with a recent uptick of cases across the Midwest and South Dakota, only 10% of hospital capacity is taken up with COVID patients. And according to the senior leadership at Avera, Monument, and Sanford, they have greatly improved treatment. Today, most of the people who are hospitalized for COVID are not getting as sick. They're not staying as long in the hospital, which is outstanding news.